Welcome to The Other Way, Personal Sovereignty and Safety. Today, we are going to train your nervous system to operate precisely under extreme pressure. When panic hits, the most common advice is to take a deep breath and calm down. But trying to force your heart rate to drop from 150 beats per minute back to a resting state while facing a threat requires a massive shift in energy. It is biologically nearly impossible to do on command. Look at this breakdown. It shows the chemical reality of two very different emotions. On a molecular level, anxiety and excitement are identical. Both states flood your system with adrenaline and cortisol. You will learn to relabel and weaponize your fear using a precise 3-step protocol, the 9-second activation sequence. To actually learn this, you need to feel the mechanics physically. Go ahead and stand up right now and find a clear space next to a blank wall so you can follow along with the exercises. Recognizing this biological equivalence allows you to stop fighting the physical sensations. This transforms a terrifying loss of control into a state of elite, automatic execution. Let's start the clock. Step 1 occupies the very first 4 seconds, immediately following a high-stress trigger, physiological priming. Perform 1 cycle of a breathing technique known as cyclic sighing. Take a deep inhale through your nose to expand your lungs, immediately followed by a short secondary sip of air. Then release it with a slow, controlled exhale through your mouth. This specific breath works because the double inhale stimulates the vagus nerve, a major nerve running from your brain to your abdomen, while the long exhale offloads carbon dioxide. Avoid the trap of becoming totally relaxed. Keep your executive brain online while your heart continues pulsing rapidly. Physiological priming successfully bridges the gap between mind and body. It keeps logical thought active while maintaining the necessary survival arousal. Now we move to step 2, which covers seconds 5 through 7 of the sequence, cognitive reappraisal. This step requires vocalized self-talk. Speak a directive phrase entirely out loud. Say, "I am excited," or "My body is preparing for battle." Speaking aloud creates a physical vibration and a muscular action that explicitly overrides internal threat signals. If you only think the words, your brain remains trapped in a fear-based loop. To force your brain out of its current mindset, you must physically produce the sound. Vocalizing this reappraisal recategorizes adrenaline from a paralyzing threat into highly usable metabolic fuel. Mastering your internal mind is the first phase of complete personal sovereignty, but it is only the beginning. To take this further, we built the Mentorship. The program is divided into 10 weeks of live virtual training combined with intensive physical practice sessions. Find the application link below. Please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment to let us know how your training is going. True expert-level safety requires you to bridge the gap between digital theory and relentless physical application. That brings us to step 3, covering the final 2 seconds of the sequence. This is where we manage unspent, pent-up energy. When adrenaline floods your system and you do not immediately use it, your major muscle groups physically lock up. This is the biology of the freeze response. To dump that energy, push forcefully against a blank wall while exhaling. This engages heavy muscle groups, allowing you to move freely again. Once you are moving, apply segmented focus. Looking at the big picture or calculating the macro-level stakes can overwhelm your brain and trigger another freeze. Execute this by shrinking your visual field. Force your eyes to ignore the periphery and look strictly at the very next immediate physical action required. Combining a gross motor energy dump with extreme visual tunneling shatters the freeze response. This restores the physical freedom to execute your next move. In exactly 9 seconds, you have completed the sequence: breath, reframe, action. Your brain is no longer fighting against its own biology, and the distracting internal noise of panic has vanished. This state is called heightened focus. You feel mentally calm and clear, yet your body remains highly engaged and primed for speed, a condition vastly different from baseline relaxation. Fear serves as a profound chemical preparation for greatness when correctly managed. Practice this mechanical sequence daily. Rehearse the breath, the vocalization, and the visual tunneling until these 9 seconds become an automatic reflex. Thank you for training with The Other Way. You now possess the biological tools to command your environment rather than falling victim to it. Stay safe and keep executing.